And a big question being raised tonight is whether to label the cartels as terrorists. With us now, former DEA Special Operations Director Derek Maltz and criminal defense attorney and federal litigator Vic Bajaj. Gentlemen, thank you both for coming on. We appreciate it. Derek, to you first. I know you're in favor of designating these cartels as terrorists. What about using U.S. military? Where do you come down on that, sir?
Well, thank you for having me, Trace. I mean, absolutely, we want to use all the assets that we have in America. We have a lot of patriots that care about the safety and security of our kids and future generation. So I'd like to work with Mexico, offer them resources to go after these very, very violent terror cartels. Just to keep things simple, Trace, in my opinion, tracking this for many years, we have right now a severe level of threat to the country. Like we used to have these Homeland Security threat warnings. Right. I believe this is the greatest day-to-day threat to our homeland. And the kids are dying at record levels. Families are being destroyed. We can't keep sitting back and expect different results. We have to be more aggressive.
Yeah, the death toll is astonishing. I want to play this sound, Vic, from former Attorney General Bill Barr. He was on America Reports today.
They control our border, and now they're moving into different areas of the country. They're using gangs that are up here, to do some of their dirty work. I'm concerned that they start using the same terror tactics up here that they do in Mexico.
I mean, we know that the cartels are in California selling pot. I mean, it's the sheriff's organizations have confirmed that for us. We can't control them here. How are we going to control them on the other side of the border?
It's a great question, and unless you really have your finger on the pulse of what's happening in our federal courts, as I have the fortune of doing, you don't quite understand the impact that fentanyl and these controlled substances have on our communities. We never talked about fentanyl, the F word, I would say 5 years ago. Now we have deaths, murder prosecutions behind fentanyl dealing to young youths and things of that nature. So it is a real problem. Now, to exercise control within Mexico, almost impossible. The corruption in Mexico is part of its fabric, by design or by not design. It's developed into that. Exerting control in the United States should be our number one concern, as Derek astutely points out. We need to take care of the threats here in the United States, which means stronger borders and stronger enforcement against those who are supplying the fentanyl.
And Derek, he talks about, the corruption in Mexico. I want to put this up because this is Mexican President López Obrador. He said the following here. Here we do not produce fentanyl and we do not have consumption of fentanyl. López Obrador went on to say, why don't they, the United States, take care of their problem of social decay? What are your thoughts on the president's statement down there?
Well, I would like to know what he was thinking on February 14th when he made a press statement that they seized like the largest fentanyl lab ever in the history of Mexico with like 600,000 pills, I believe. It was enough, like I think 130 million deadly dosage units. And then in 2021, there was talk about a lab that was producing 70 million pills every month in Culiacan, controlled by the Sinaloa cartel. So I guess this president, AMLO, soft on crime president, must be talking to our DHS secretary because he's lying to the public as well by saying we have operational control of the border.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly right. Vic, wrap us up here because that's the whole problem is there doesn't seem to be any communication between both sides of the border.
That's right, but we have to be mindful to every perspective. Either you put your lens on and you look at it from the supply point of view, which is Mexico's fault, or you put the lens on and you look at the demand side of things, which is the United States' fault. The reason for that is up for debate and reasonable debate, but it is killing American people, and it needs to be dealt with.
Yeah, well, this is a good debate, and it's worth having. Vic Bajaj, Derek Maltz. Gentlemen, thank you both.